I'm sitting in the railway station, got a ticket for my destination. Hey fingerpicking enthusiasts, I have a great song that someone requested, Homeward Bound by Simon and Garfunkel, and I'm going to show you multiple fingerpicking patterns, great ways to spice up this song, so let's get into the lesson right now. Now we're going to be using variations on a G chord, but for the most part, the chords that are important to this song are going to be a G chord, an F chord, a C chord, an A minor chord, and a D chord. And I'll show you those variations as we go through the finger picking sections. Let's start off with this intro, which is really cool, has this cool hammer-on pull-off thing, but I'm going to show you how to work through that step by step. So mostly we're going to be doing plucking here with our first and second fingers, and the thumb comes in every once in a while, but most of it is the first and second fingers. And we're going to start with putting those on the B string and the G string, and we're going to play those open. So technically playing a G chord, but you'll notice I don't even have my hand on the fretboard. And that's the great thing about finger picking, is sometimes you just play what you need, and if you don't have to play a full chord, you don't play the full chord. So we've got B and G string open twice. Okay, starts simple. Then there's this really cool hammer-on pull-off thing. Hear that? One more time. So what am I doing there? We have a hammer-on, and the key with hammer-ons, there's a little trick to hammer-ons here. The key is to go fast. I always tell people, imagine snapping your finger. If you go slow, you can't get any sound, but if you go fast, you can get the sound. Same with hammer-ons. There is strength to it, but there's also speed. So we're taking the first finger to the first string on the B string, first fret B string here, and the second finger is going to the second fret on the G string. Okay, so we're playing the open strings, and then we're hammering like a hammer, very fast. So you're getting two notes out of that. And then right after that, we're going to pull the fingers off the strings. And I always tell people the trick to pull-offs is you're not just lifting the fingers away, you're actually, if you can see, I'm pulling down on the I'm actually plucking the strings with my fretting here, okay? So we've got open, open, hammer, pull. That's the timing. Again. So we're going to now move up to a bunch of different chords we're going to play, and we're starting with the middle two strings. So our first and second fingers have moved from the B and G string to the middle two, which is going to be the D and G. And our second finger is going back to where it was, okay? G string, second fret. And now we're adding the third finger on the D strings. Technically like playing an F chord, but we're just taking two pieces of it. And we're going to pluck those with the first and second. Then we're going to lift up the third finger, move the second finger up one string. That's our C chord, so we're playing the middle two strings again. So this G string's ringing open. And then our next one, we're gonna put this third finger like we're playing the C chord. I would get rid of the second finger, and we're gonna play the thumb with that fifth string's gonna be played by the thumb, and then the second finger is gonna get that open G string again. So those three chords are gonna be F, C, C again. Okay, so it's, so far we've got, and then we're going right back to the C chord that we were just at, second finger down, open G string, and then ending on a G chord, both open strings. So all together it's going to sound like this. More up to speed. Now when I was learning this and practicing, I went very, very slow and just got down the mechanics, and then I picked up the speed. So you can do the same exact thing, get the mechanics, go very, very slow in the beginning, get your fingers moving, and then pick up the speed. So verse number 1, we're going to do a slightly simplified picking pattern, but we're going to do some variations, but let's start simple in the beginning. The first part is all bass notes, all right? And we're going to be going from the 6th string to the 4th string in the timing of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 4, and just back and forth. And fortunately for us, Simon and Garfunkel play this nice and slow. We're starting with the G chord, but we're only needing the notes on the top string. So we're going to play a G note, followed by an F sharp, followed by an F, and then we're going to play an E minor, okay? Because we will need this note on the E minor chord. So we're going to play the full E minor chord. But for the G, I'm just going to play the top string with my second finger, move down to the F sharp with my first, F with my first, and then obviously the E minor chord. So that is going to sound like this. If we start on G, it's going to be, I'm sitting in the railway station, got a ticket for my destination. Nice and simple, nice and easy, but what we're going to do now is we're going to spice things up just a little bit, just a little bit. Remember this because we're going to keep adding this little spice in there. So we have an A minor chord that comes up next, and we're going to stick in the timing of the 1 and 2. And so this thumb is still doing that timing, and 2 and 3 and 4, and we're doing strings 5 and 4, 5, 4. Now what we're going to do is on the second beat, we're going to add in a little spice. So it's going to go 1 and 2, E and let me play that again. 1 and 2, E and very cool. So what am I doing there? I'm playing what I call outside strings, inside strings. We're doing the thumb, and then the second finger is on that B string, and then we're playing the inside thumb, and then the first finger is on the inside G string. So we have thumb, 2, thumb, 1. So it's thumb, 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 2, thumb, 1. Okay? Okay, that's what we're doing. Now, you could just do the regular A minor after that. I'm going to show you how to do a walk down, but you could just go. Because that's what we're going to do for the next chord. F is going to be, and then G, but I want to show you how to put in a walk down option if you want to add that. So it's going to be the A, it's going to be thumb, 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 2, thumb, 1, and then we're going to play thumb, 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 thumb. All right, so look what's happening here. My pinky is coming up to play a G note for this walk down. So it's bass, bass on the A minor. Reach up with your pinky to get that G note, bass, bass. So if I play it all together, it'll sound like this. A minor. Now we go to F, and F, we're alternating the bass line between the 6th string and the 4th string. And then G, same thing, 6th string and 4th string. So we're just adding in that little bit of spice to make things fun, and then on the D chord, we're just going to do the outside inside part. So it's going to be thumb 2, thumb 1, thumb 2, thumb 1, thumb 2, thumb 1, thumb 2, thumb 1. So just so you can hear, listen so that you can put everything together, and then you can practice with it. So we're going to start at the beginning with the G. I'm sitting in the railway station, got a ticket, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So that leads us right into this chorus section where we have a nice 16th note strumming pattern we're going to be doing. It's going to be 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 4 E and a 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 4 E and. It's going to sound like this. And you can hear what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to accent the bass note on that first down strum, and then I'm getting the rest of the strings on that second down strum. So it's down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, down. Now for the chorus, it starts off by a measure of G, a measure of C, a measure of G, a measure of C, and then we get into split measures where it's G and F. So the G goes 1 and 2 E and A, then it's F3 and 4 E and A, back to G, 1 and 2 E and A, then back to F3 and 4 E and A. So it'll sound like this. Homeward bound, showers, homeward bound, home where my thoughts are escaping, home where my music's playing, home where my love lies waiting silently for me. So at the end of this course, we're returning to finger picking, and we're returning to that timing of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's a split measure of D and a split measure of G, but what I'm doing now is I'm doing bass pluck. Instead of just doing bass notes, we're going to do bass pluck. And you can hear I'm getting a high note now. And I like to add in, I'm going to make a note here, I'm using fingers 3 and 4 for my G and my E minor. It's more like an E minor 7. And the reason I'm doing that is because if you listen to the record, there is a second guitar part that comes in that starts playing some of these higher melody notes. So obviously we can't do that. We're trying to just play one guitar. So I like bringing in this higher melody note because I think it's a nice balance to this dark bass note. So what are we doing? First and second fingers are on the B and G strings, and we're going bass pluck. So we're plucking up with these two fingers. Bass pluck, same timing. And we're just following the same exact chord progression, G, but now I'm playing more of the chord. Now F sharp, F, and then E minor. Now what I'm going to do when we get to this A minor chord, I'm going to add in that spice I taught you in the beginning. So we're going to do bass pluck, 2 E and a bass pluck, walk down. Okay, do that again. So it's bass pluck, 2 E and a bass pluck, walk down, F pluck, 2 E and a bass pluck, then G, bass pluck, 2 E and a bass pluck, and then on this D chord, we're not finger picking this time. We're doing a crescendo. We're doing eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and homeward bound. It's a really nice lead in to the chorus. So you can see how we've taken this very simple pattern that we started the song with, and now we're making it into something a little more interesting. And then we're adding in that spice. I wanted to show you guys in this lesson how to evolve a finger picking pattern because it actually engages the listener more. It makes you sound like a much better guitar player. I mean, finger picking is one of those things that just makes you sound great as a guitar player. Now, if you guys want to play along with me, I do have a play along lesson for this song since it is so intricate. You guys can go check out and play along with me in that video right over there.